I feel like sometimes we get stuck because God's showing us something new and we're trying to categorize it. It's like, okay, what am I experiencing here? It just feels like for some, it's like, oh, this feels like this is something so different. This feels completely new, and this is a pretty significant pivot and how in the world, right? And then other folks are like, okay, I didn't anticipate this happening, but it's like God's expanding me. That happened to me. Or it's just like God's expanding me. But I'm trying to figure out, okay, what this looks like. And then others, which we've also experienced, is like, I'm just refining something. It feels internally like so different. There's so much to process through, but really what's happening is a refinement. Uh, I would call it, let's say, the John chapter 15, I think verse 1 and 2, or maybe verse 2 and 3, that talks about the pruning that happens. It's not just pruning the things that aren't fruitful. God also prunes the things that are fruitful in order to prepare them for greater harvest, right? So there's all of these things, Phil,
Hmm.
that people are like navigating through when God's showing them something new and it might have caught them by surprise. I don't know. What say you about this?
I feel like the challenge with that a lot of times is people are trying to understand God, right? And the interesting part about that is like when the word says lean not to your own understanding, it's not saying that you can't understand it. You're just not supposed to put a lot of weight into leaning to your own understanding. And so that causes people to delay a lot of times. Like, what are we doing, God? Are we pivoting? What are we doing? Are we expanding? What are we doing? Are we refining? And he's like, just take the next step that I asked you to take. And the scripture that always comes to mind for me is the scripture that says, and you shall know as you follow on to know. Too often, business people, kingdom driven entrepreneurs, they're trying to figure out all the things. Where are you taking me? They want to know the destination. And God is like, I want you just to be along with me for the trip, right? The trip is more important than the destination.
That's right.
And so until we can get to that point of just being like, I don't understand what you're doing, Lord, but this is what I'm sensing, so I take that next step. When the sooner we can get to that point, the easier it becomes to walk things out with God.